Shall we start, Rama?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Okay. Okay, good morning, everyone. This session is dedicated to group action, and this is the lecture session number 3 because we have already completed 2 lecture sessions on this topic. So, I would like to request Rama Sardar to please present his lecture. Okay.
Thank you,
Please.
sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Today we want to discuss about group action on Dale cells by conjugation. We were already discussed group actions and Cayley's theorem and stabilizers of some element and orbit of some elements. So today actually I want to discuss a particular group action called conjugation. Okay. So actually here we consider the particular group action, and this is defined from G cross G to G on a group G to itself, and defined by G dot X equal to Gx G inverse for all G belongs to and X belongs to G, capital G. Actually we are discuss here in particular this group action. Okay. Observation. Since this is a group action, so obviously for each x belongs to capital X, we can define stabilizer of x. How can I define it? Let's see that. G of x. We know that the stabilizer of x is denoted by capital G suffix x, and this is the set of consist of those G of capital G such that G fixes x. That is G dot x equal to x. And that is the set is those G belongs to G such that here the action is Gx G inverse. So we put it Gx G inverse is equal to x. And that is those G belongs to capital G such that G commute with x. And we know that this is the actually centralizer of x, the centralizer subgroup of x in G. So we denoted it by capital C suffix G, G for group, capital C for centralizer, and the element for x. Okay, so this is our first observation. So here the stabilizer group formed the centralizer of a element. Observation 2. So stabilizer has been complete. So obviously our next look at orbit. So how can define a orbit for any x belongs to capital X? The orbit of x equal to we denoted by box of x or capital G dot x. Okay, so this is equal to actually those G dot x such that G belongs to capital G. It is, we know that it's already clear. We are discussed already. So this is the actually G dot x means the action gives us Gx G inverse such that G belongs to capital G. Here we call the orbit of x as a conjugacy class of x. Here we just call the orbits with conjugacy classes. Okay, so our next observation 3, the conjugacy class of identity element E of G is equal to G dot E dot G inverse from previous observation, because Gx G inverse and such that G belongs to G. So here G dot E dot G inverse such that G belongs to G. This is our conjugacy class with respect to identity element E, and this is equal to, and this becomes, since identity is E is identity, so G dot G inverse and G belongs to capital G, and this equals only identity element, the singleton element. So where E being the identity element of G, so here if order of G is greater than 1, then must be G has a orbit of singleton of order 1. So this group action never can be transitive. That's clear? Because this group action consists a orbit of order 1. Okay. Observation 4. If G is a abelian group, then for any x belongs to G, the conjugacy class of x equal to Gx G inverse such that G belongs to capital G. And since it is commutative, means abelian, so x and G inverse can be commute, and this forms becomes G dot G inverse dot x, and this becomes x singleton again. So for each conjugacy class in G is singleton. So if we consider the group is abelian, then all the orbit, all the conjugacy classes will be singleton. Okay. Observation 5. In arbitrary group, suppose G is not abelian. So in arbitrary group G, for each x belongs to a G. Okay. So the conjugacy class x is singleton if and only if x belongs to center of G. We denoted it by capital Z of G, the center of G. Okay. So what is the meanings? In arbitrary group, every element has a singleton orbit or singleton conjugacy class if and only if these elements are lie in the center of G. Because why? Because orbit of x or conjugacy class of x equal to Gx G inverse such that G belongs to capital G is equal to singleton x. Okay. If and only if Gx G inverse is equal to x for all G, if and only if x belongs to center of G. Clear? Also by orbit stabilizer theorem, we can say that for each x belongs to capital G, the order of orbit, actually here the order of conjugacy class is equal to order of G indexed G suffix x. This is the actual formulation of orbit stabilizer theorem. And since here Gx is the centralizer of x, so we denoted it by capital G index Cg of x. Okay, so order of conjugacy class, it becomes G index C suffix G of x. This is our observation. Now we want to discuss the class equation theorem. What is the class equation theorem says? Let G be a finite group. Obviously, it's much important, finite group. So I underlined here. G is a finite group and G x1, x2, x3. Sorry, this is a printing mistake. G will not be written here. X1, x2, x3 dot 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 xn be the representative of the conjugacy classes of G not contained in the center of ZG of G. Then order of G equal to, we can write order of ZG plus summation I is equal to 1 to n G index C of G of xi. So actually the summation will run over the to calculate the order of orbit, actually the order of conjugacy classes. This equation is known as the class equation of G, of the group G. Okay, so how can I start? We already know that the orbit, it becomes from an equivalence relation. Okay, and since orbit is an equivalence classes, so all the orbits partitioned G into equivalence classes. So G can be represented as a union of orbits. So actually we want to see, we write here. We know that G is equal to union of x belongs to A of orbits or conjugacy classes, where A be the set of all representatives taken from each distinct conjugacy classes. Okay, A is the representative set. So we can distribute here by two ways. G is equal to union of those x belongs to A and those x belongs to ZG, the center of G of orbits, and union of those x belongs to A which x does not belong to ZG, the center of G, those represented. So since our observation, we can see the back again. Observation 5 says that an element has single tone orbit or single tone conjugacy class if and only if it is belongs to center of G. So this is we used here that by observation 5 x belongs to G, ZG if and only if the order of the conjugacy class are singleton. So this used, and so A minus ZC so by observation, we can say the x belongs to ZG if and only if the conjugacy class of x are singletons. And the given condition says that x1, x2, x3, xn are the representative which are not belongs to ZG. So x1, x2, xn is equal to the set A minus ZG. So we can write that the orbit of x is equal to singleton x when x belongs to ZG, and the other x are represented by xi, union of xi. We can write union of xi. So G is equal to actually formed the first portion is formed ZG actually. The singleton sets, union of singleton sets is become the whole sets. So it becomes a ZG and union of orbit of xi, the conjugacy class of xi. So order of G is equal to becomes the order of ZG plus summation I is equal to 1 to the order of conjugacy classes represented by xi. By observation 6, that is the stabilizer orbit theorem, says that the order of conjugacy classes represented by xi is equal to G index centralizer of xi, and that's put into our theorem. So the theorem becomes, the result becomes order of G is equal to order of ZG plus summation I is equal to 1 to n G such that Cg of xi. So this is our class equation. Okay.
One question, Rana.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, whenever you are talking about the orbit, then you need to consider the cardinality of the set, not the order of the set. Yeah.
Actually, right, sir. The order actually the meaning from group, subgroup order or elementary order, and the cardinality of
Talking about
state.
order,
Right.
but for sets you need to say that
State.
the cardinality of the orbit. Yeah.
Exactly, right, sir. So since this is a finite, so we are just okay, sir. This is the cardinality, obviously. Now, example. So if we consider the abelian group, so we already saw that the orbits, the conjugacy classes are singletons. So since they are singletons, so if the for any abelian group G of order n, the classes equation is equal to the 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus dot 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 1 n times, or we can write n simply n, because the for a abelian group G, ZG is equal to whole of G. So we can write in this term. Okay. We want to recall some property in a group G, and for a G belongs to capital G, the group, the subgroup, cyclic subgroup generated by small g is always a subgroup of centralizer of G. It's always true, and we know that. And this observation help us to minimize computation of conjugacy classes. So how it's useful? Let's see. Our next example is the find the class equation of the group Q8, the quaternary group of order 8. Let G is equal to Q of 8. For convenience to write notation, G is equal to Q8. So then we actually want to calculate our centralizer of I first of all, and then we calculate the orbit of I, the conjugacy class of I. So first we want to calculate the centralizer of I. So then since I is generated subgroup and this is obviously subgroup of centralizer of I, and centralizer of I is also a subgroup of Q8. So must be order of generated by I is divides centralizer of I, and centralizer of I is divided Q8. And since order of the cyclic subgroup generated by I is 4, so must be the order of CG of I, it's either 4 or 8. So CG of I, if CG of I, the centralizer of I is equal to I or Q8. If CG of I is equal to Q8, okay, then I is equal to ZG. Why? Because CG of I is equal to Q8 means I commuted with all the elements of Q8, and this becomes I belongs to center of G. So this is a contradiction, and so centralizer of I is equal to actually the subgroup, cyclic subgroup generated by I. And so CG of I is look like that, plus minus identity or plus minus 1 comma plus minus I. Okay, similarly we can construct centralizer of J is equal to generated subgroup by J, and centralizer of K is generated subgroup generated by K. Okay, so now we want to calculate the order of the conjugacy class generated, the cardinality of conjugacy class with represented by small I is equal to the G index centralizer of I by orbit stabilizer theorem, and this is equal to 8 by 4, and that is 2. Similarly, the cardinality of conjugacy classes represented by small g is also 2, and also the order of conjugacy classes represented by k. And also we know that the center of G of Q8, center of Q8 is plus minus 1. So order of center of G is equal to 2. So hence our class equation becomes order of ZG plus the order of conjugacy classes. So this becomes 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Clear? Okay. Our next example is to find class.
Okay, Rana, have I take a question here?
Obviously, sir.
আচ্ছা রানা, প্রথমে আমি জিজ্ঞেস করি সেটা হচ্ছে এটা দেখো, আমি এটা নিজেও জানি না। প্র্যাকটিক্যালি আমরা অরবিট সম্পর্কে একটা পড়েছিলাম কেমিস্ট্রিতে 11-12-এ, সেই প্ল্যাঙ্কের ধ্রুবক পড়েছিলে তো, সেই ইলেকট্রন গুলো ছেড়ে দিলে একটা অরবিট থেকে আর একটা অরবিটে যায়, আর একটা অরবিট থেকে আর একটা অরবিটে যায়। Have you any relation between this orbit and those orbits? You know, means I also don't know. মানে আমিও জানি না, তোমাকে আমি ইয়ে করছি।
No, actually, in the group action, actually the orbits becomes from an equivalence classes. Okay, yeah.
সে তো আমি কনজুগেসি ক্লাস ইকুয়েশন পড়ে যাচ্ছ তুমি তো। হ্যাঁ, আর একটাও প্রশ্ন আছে আমার, যে তুমি যেটা পার্টিকুলার কেস নিলে গ্রুপ অ্যাকশনের ক্ষেত্রে GXG ইনভার্স, তাহলে কি অন্য কেসে হয় না এটা?
No, obviously, but class equation is always a class equation always exist only for this type of group action, the conjugacy classes only. But obviously, there are.
অভিষেক কিছু বলতে চাইছে, রানা দ্বারা শুনি।
No, you can always do this for any G set. Okay. Have a class equation for any G set. if you
Ah.
consider a group G and a set X, and if you apply a left action, then you can always have a class equation. But this
Acha.
is the class equation for finite
Ah.
groups. Okay, so whenever you are talking about finite groups, then we actually do this left action.
জোরে বলো অভিষেক
Whenever, hello,
হুম
can you hear me?
হুম
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Whenever you are talking about class equation of finite groups,
হুম
okay, so you may consider any group action, but this group action will give you these results. This is a
Acha.
particular one, but this is
হুম
very
হুম
important.
হুম
Conjugation is a very important
যে
tool.
কোনো গ্রুপ
Okay, conjugation is a very
হ্যাঁ
important tool for
হ্যাঁ
geometry also. So this has,
So this classification also exists for any type of left action.
yeah.
Okay.
Sir,
হ্যাঁ ইয়েস হ্যাঁ এনি টাইপ অফ গ্রুপ অ্যাকশন হ্যাঁ প্রথম কথা আর আরেকটা যেটা তোমাকে যেটা অরবিটের ব্যাপারটা বলছিলাম সেটা
Hmm.
সম্পর্কে অভিষেক
Yeah.
কিছু বলতে পারবি?
Actually, I can't hear properly.
Hello. Yeah,
Hello.
Arubda.
আমি জানি না আমি নিজেও জানি না
Yeah. Because if you,
মনিকা
there
কিছু
is-
প্রশ্ন
there is a
করছিল
connection.
বলো
Because if you consider a rotation matrix, then you will have this geometry over any plane, right? So if you consider the
হুম
rotation
হুম
matrix,
হুম
so you are doing some
হুম
rotations.
হুম হুম
So this is a group action.
হুম
Rotation
হুম হুম
matrix, whenever you are applying this to the set, then it will give you the result what you are talking. Yeah.
হুম হুম
Monica,
sir,
Acha.
Okay, so,
yes, sir.
yeah.
I have question that is it possible for infinite group, that means the classification is valid? If not, how to up to
How to construct
which,
another option?
not only that, up to which we can arrive that equation.
No.
Okay.
Actually, I am talking about finite G set. Sorry. Yeah.
Yes, I know, but is it possible for infinite group? If not, but up to, where is the problem? This is the my question.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Actually, we can define group this class equation for any group, finite or infinite. But at the last, we are calculating the cardinality of G is equals to something. But when we are taking this infinite group, then we cannot write that equation. That means cardinality of G equals to something. We cannot write that, but we can define the group class equation for any types of groups. And I can say one thing about this orbit. I think in chemistry, when we read orbit means those electrons have in the same orbit means they have same energy, and here in the same orbit we are calculating the elements are in the same equivalence class. So I think yes,
class
equivalence class, and they have same energy, and here these elements belongs to the same equivalence class. I think this is the some relation.
Oh, nice.
Purely. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, Monica, your question. I think if we consider the group is infinite, okay, then I think there can be infinitely many orbit, okay. So since each
two
orbit
type
has
of infinite countable infinite uncountable infinite two type of infinite
any type of infinite. Suppose G is countable infinite or uncountable infinite, but maybe there the number of orbits or number of conjugacy classes can be infinite, obviously. And in that case, how can I consider all the conjugacy classes if we have no relation all of them?
No, firstly, you need to consider the finite G set. Okay.
no
No, Monica
This is not.
wants to say this is
If
not.
you consider any finite G set, then you can always have the partition with respect
Yes.
to the left action, right?
Mm.
So this partition will give you the class equation. This is the actually general class equation. And with respect to some particular group actions, then you will have some xg type of thing which is similar to zg whenever you are considering a group action on a group itself, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sir, for infinite group, I think the class equation maybe vary for series type. One of the series type. If that we
Yes.
write class equation.
If the all the orbits have the
No.
relation or sequence type cardinality.
Whatever your group may be, if you consider a finite set, then X will be the finite union of orbits.
Sir, just I consider only infinite group, not finite group. I consider it
I
about
am talking
infinite group.
about the finite set. I am not considering any
Oh,
group. If you consider any
okay.
group and take
Yes.
a finite set, then it is
Hmm,
called a finite
Uh,
set.
yes.
Okay.
But sir, if
Finite
the
set
set is
means
in,
the set is finite. Okay.
but sir, if then if the set is infinite, then can I say about anything? I think it may be
No.
like a series which is convergence or not.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
But the series, I think you can sometimes you cannot
you
write it
cannot
because
construct it
maybe
because
the
it is
set is,
uncountable.
yeah,
There is
yeah.
the problem.
Now, maybe uncountable, maybe
Okay.
countable, but I want to say that there must be a relation. I want to say the cardinality of all orbits. It forms a sequence. First of all, if needed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we can construct the classification like a series.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But if you
Sir,
consider a
Oh,
series, then you need to invite analysis also. So you need to consider metric or topology or something differential manifolds like.
yes, sir.
okay,
Okay, sir.
carry on,
Thank,
Rana
No,
Karim.
no, no,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
So we next want to define classification of Dn, the dihedral group of order 2n. Okay. So actually, the Dn or dihedral group of order 2n is look like 1 r square r to the power n and rs r to the power n into s. Here all r gives us the rotations and all s and rs this gives us the reflections. So we also can write let G is equal to ideal group for convenient to write, and this is equal to actually the generated by R and S, where R to the power n and S square is equal to 1 and RS is equal to SR inverse. So case 1, suppose n is even, then n is equal to 2 into m for some m belongs to natural number, and so now calculate for any r to the power k belongs to dn for k is equal to 0, 1, 2, n minus 1. So r to the power k is r to the power I into r to the power k dot r to the power I inverse is equal to r to the power k for all 0, 1, n minus 1. And if we product by r to the power I s into r to the power k into r to the power I s of inverse, this becomes r to the power I into s into r to the power k into sr to the power minus I. And this is equal to, since by the relation rs is equal to sr inverse, so we can compute here r to the power I into r to the power minus k into r to the power minus I is equal to r to the power minus k, since s square is equal to 1. Okay, so then the G orbit, the conjugacy class, actually the G orbit, the conjugacy classes of represented by r to the power k is becomes r to the power k comma r to the power minus k. Okay, so now suppose r to the power k is equal to r to the power minus k. When it is possible, not only when k minus k is equal to minus k, and is this implies 2k is equal to 0 and 2k is equal to 0 only for k is equal to 0 or m, because k lies 0 to n minus 1. So there are two possible numbers 0 and m for which 2k is equal to 0. And so for k is equal to 0, we can we can consider the R to the power 0, that is the conjugacy class of represented by 1 is equal to singleton, and for k is equal to m, the conjugacy class represented by R to the power m is equal to singleton, R to the power m. Hence, since they have the singleton conjugacy classes, so they must be in center of G. Okay, so 1 and R to the power m belongs to center of G. Now this goes R to the power k, and now we want to calculate the conjugacy classes of S and R to the power I into S forms. So now for S belongs to G, R to the power I S R to the power minus I is equal to R to the power I R to the power 2I into S. Why? Since S R inverse is equal to RS. So this is true for all I is equal to 0 to n minus 1, and also R to the power I into S into R to the power I into S inverse is equal to R to the power I into S into S into R to the power I inverse, and this becomes also R to the power 2I into S. So for all element of Dn, S, the conjugacy class represented by S is becomes, if we put the value of I 0, 1, 2, n minus 1, so the G orbit, the conjugacy classes represented by S becomes S, R square S, R to the power 4S, and R to the power n minus 2S. That is, those are whose power is even. Okay, so this is also an conjugacy class. So we now consider RS, because RS has been left now still. So for RS belongs to Dn, I is equal to 0 to 1 to n minus 1. Sorry, this is printing mistake obviously. So for all I is equal to 0, 1 to n minus 1, R to the power I into RS into R to the power I inverse becomes R to the power 2I plus 1 into S by simple calculation. And also R to the power I into S, RS into R to the power I into S whole inverse, it becomes R to the power 2I minus 1 into S. Okay, so if we put all the values of I, then we can see the conjugacy classes represented by RS becomes RS, RQS, R to the power 5S, R to the power n minus S. And so this orbit and the orbit represented by S are disjoint. And since there are no any singleton orbit, so Zg is equal to obviously 1 and R to the power m, and hence the conjugacy class becomes the order of Zg, that is 2, and plus the order of orbits represented by R to the power k, which are consist of two elements, R to the power k and R to the power minus k. So all the orbits other than R to the power 0 and R to the power n, it becomes 2. So there are n minus 2 by 2 orbits of order 2, order of cardinality 2. Sorry, and the last two conjugacy classes have the same order and they have n by 2. Okay, this is for even. This is hold for n is equal to even. Also, we have compute the stabilizers. Of dihedral groups. Okay, stabilizer subgroups, that is the centralizers. So since order of G orbit represented by 1 is equal to 1. So obviously the centralizer of 1, it's obviously the 2n is equal to the order of G. So this is equal to 2n, and so Cg, the centralizer of 1, is equal to the whole group Dn. And for any, this is also true for R to the power m, because the order of the cardinality of orbit represented by R to the power m is also 1. So the centralizer of R to the power m is also Dn. Now for the other k, the one from 1 to n minus 1, which are such that k not equal to m, the R to the power k, the cardinality of conjugacy classes represented by R to the power k is equal to 2. So the centralizer of R to the power k is order of centralizer of R to the power k is equal to n, obviously. The order of G by order of orbit. Since G has only one subgroup of order n, so obviously this subgroup, this centralizer subgroup of R to the power k must be the generating subgroup generated by R. And this is the only subgroup in Dn of order n. Now, for any 0 less than equal to k less than equal to n minus 1, the cardinality of conjugacy classes generated by represented by R to the power k into s is equal to m. N by 2 means m. And so the order of centralizer of R to the power k of s is equal to order of G means 2n by order of the conjugacy classes, that is the n by 2, and that becomes 4. And now ZG always subgroup of centralizer subgroup. So obviously 1 and R to the power m always belongs to the centralizer. And also R to the power k is also commuted with itself. So these elements also belongs to these centralizers. So these three elements are in centralizer. So since R to the power m and R to the power k into s are belongs to the centralizer, so their product must be belongs to the centralizer. Okay, and the centralizer of R to the power k becomes 1 R to the power m, R to the power k s, and R to the power m plus k into s. Okay, this goes to the centralizer, obviously. Now, for the case if n is odd number, if n is odd, then there must be a natural number m such that n is equal to 2m plus 1. Okay, for now calculate for 0 less than equal to k less than equal to n minus 1. Similarly, as previous, we can construct the G orbit represented by R to the k is equals R to the power k, comma R to the power minus k, and these two elements will be equal whenever R to the power 2k is equal to 0 and k is equal to 0 or 2m plus 1 by 2. But since 2m plus 1 by 2 are not belongs to natural number, it's not an integer, so k is equal to 0. And only for one the conjugacy classes represented by 1 will be singleton here, and for all other k the conjugacy classes of R to the power k have two elements, R to the power k and R to the power minus k. Okay, so now hello. I can't hear anything. Hello. Hello, can you hear me, anybody? Hello.
শোনা যাচ্ছে তুমি বলো।
Someone asked me some question, by the way. Okay. Now for any s belongs to capital G, as previous we also the G orbit of represented by s becomes R to the power 2i into s, and I is equal to 0 1 dot n minus 1, and that gives us, since n is odd, so that gives us s r square s R to the power n minus f, and also rs rqs R to the power n minus s, n minus 2 into s. And if we rearrange the set, so that set becomes as rs R to the power s and all the reflections, set of all the reflections actually. So hence ZG, so there is no other element who have singleton conjugacy classes. So obviously ZG, the center of G, it's only one, contains only one. So the class equation becomes the order of ZG, that is 1, and all the rotations, all the orbits represented by rotation have the order 2, sorry, cardinality 2, and so there are n minus 1 by 2 times, and plus the set of all reflexes is also an conjugacy classes forms, so the plus n. And we want to calculate, if we want to calculate the stabilizer subgroups in G, so that is the suppose CG of 1, it must be Dn because it's the orbit, the G orbit represented by 1 has cardinality 1, so obviously it becomes Dn, and the center of R to the power k is equal to the subgroup generated by R, because the order of orbit G orbit represented by R to the power has order 2, cardinality 2, and so order of G by order of orbit is equal to 2n by n, 2n by 2, and that equal to 2n, and we have only one subgroup of order n, so that is this subgroup has become the generated subgroup generated by R. And for the other element R to the power k into s, for any k 0 to n minus 1, the centralizer of R to the power k into s equal to 1 comma R to the power k into s, because the orbit has cardinality n. So 2n by n is equal to 2. So obviously these two elements are consist in this subgroup. Okay, so this have any question about Dn and its class equation? Anybody?
Hello, na?
Hello.
I am Sumanto. First, I add some remarks.
Okay.
Because first we discuss quaternion group of 8, Q8.
Okay.
So by your construction Dn, we calculate dicyclic group and generalized dicyclic group, but similar construction. We calculate the class equation. I just add the remarks.
Acha. Can you repeat because I can't hear properly actually.
I want to say first I calculate Q8. And then we calculate a class equation for Dn. Okay. I add remark that by similar way we can calculate class equation for dicyclic group or generalized quaternion group, because we here we cannot write this, so we calculate this by similar construction. Just I add this remark.
Okay.
So what does it mean by dicyclic group? Hello.
Dicyclic group means AB group generated by AB. This means order of 2n, and B square is equal to A to the power n, and B inverse AB is equal to A. This is the generalization notion of the quaternion group.
Okay, you are just constructing this group using A and B. Yeah. Okay. So general version of Q8, right?
Yes.
Okay. Using generators and relations.
Q8.
Okay. Fine.
Yes, sir.
That's right. Okay. So can I go for the next step?
Yeah, carry on.
Yes, continue.
Now we want to calculate the class equation of Sn. So before calculating the Sn, we have to know some propositions and some observations, obviously, because so first proposition is, let sigma and tau be two elements in the symmetric group Sn, and suppose sigma has the cycle decomposition look like A1, A2 dot dot dot, B1, B2 dot dot, and so on. Then tau sigma tau inverse has the cycle deformation look like the image under tau of A1, A2 dot dot dot, and B1, B2 dot dot dot, and so on. So so sigma is equal to given A1, A2, B1, B2, dot, 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 and etc. And taking with cycle, first taking with cycle A1, A2, dot, 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 this cycle. In the decomposition of sigma, okay, since sigma of ai is equal to ai plus 1, so sigma tau inverse of tau of ai is equal to tau sigma tau inverse into tau of ai, and tau inverse tau becomes identity, so tau of sigma of ai and tau of ai plus 1. So that is the tau sigma tau inverse, this foundation sends the tau of ai elements to tau of ai plus 1 elements. So for each ai we can find the cycle tau ai that goes to tau a2 and that goes to tau a3 and dot 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 dot, and this becomes the cycle, is a cycle in the decomposition of tau sigma of tau inverse. Similarly, for the other cycle in the decomposition of sigma have the same rule. And now if we consider the sigma fixes some I, then also we can see tau sigma of tau inverse is also fixes the tau of I. How can I? So that sigma of I is equal to I, since sigma fixes I, so tau sigma tau inverse of tau I is equal to tau I, and so tau I is fixed by tau sigma of tau inverse, and hence the cycle decomposition of tau sigma of tau inverse is look like the same as cycle decomposition of sigma, but the members are just the image of tau, image of a1, a2, a dot dot, some the elements of sigma under the tau. Okay. For coordinates, we consider an example. So how to apply it? Suppose sigma is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and tau is equal to 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8. So what will be the tau sigma tau inverse? So tau sigma tau inverse, it's just the image of element of sigma under tau. So that is the first in sigma has element 1. So the image of 1 under tau is 3. So we put here 3 in place of 1, and the image of 2 under tau is 4. So we put here 4 in place of 2, and so also 3 becomes 5, 4 becomes 6, 5 becomes 7, and 6 becomes 8, 7 becomes 1, 8 becomes 2, 9 becomes 9. Okay, so and also we give two definitions. If sigma belongs to Sn is a product of disjoint cycles of length n1, n2 dot 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 nr with the relation n1 less than equal to n2 less than equal to dot 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 nr, including one cycle obviously, then the integers n1, n2 dot 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 nn are called the cycle types of sigma. And if n belongs to a positive integer, a partition of n is any non-decreasing sequence of positive integers whose sum is n. So actually each cycle types is also can be also a partition. Okay. Now proposition 2. Two elements in Sn are conjugate if and only if they have same cycle type. So when two elements are conjugate, if they have same cycle type. So by proposition 1, we can say that the conjugate elements have same cycle types. So this is clear. Conversely, let sigma 1 and sigma 2 belongs to Sn have same cycle type. So say these cycle types is as n1 less than equal to n2 less than equal to n3 dot dot nr. And so we can construct sigma 1 like a1 dot 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 an1, b1 b2 dot dot bn2, and dot 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 so on x1 x2 dot dot xnr. And since sigma 2 also have the same cycle types, then also we can construct sigma 2 like that: alpha 1 dot alpha 2 dot dot alpha n1, beta 1 dot beta 2 dot dot beta n2, and so on, and goes to delta 1 delta 2 dot dot delta n1. Then if we consider the theta, how we can consider? Just just put on the above the elements of sigma 1 and the below elements of sigma 2. So the sigma theta represented as a1 a2 dot dot an1 b1 b2 dot dot bn2 and dot dot xnr, and the bottom portions has been alpha 1 alpha 2 dot dot alpha n1 beta 1 beta 2 dot dot beta n2 and so go on delta nr. Then theta obviously belongs to Sn, and obviously all the remaining terms will be fixed here. Okay. So theta belongs to Sn, and by proposition 1, theta sigma 1 theta inverse will be the image of sigma 1 under theta. So image of theta 1 means a1 goes to alpha 1, a2 goes to alpha 2, and dot dot a1 goes to alpha 1, alpha n1, and so all other elements. So theta sigma 1 theta inverse is equal to the sigma 2, and hence sigma 1 and sigma 2 are conjugate. So two elements in Sn are conjugate if and only if they have same cycle type. Corollary 1. So for each sigma belongs to Sn, the conjugacy classes represented by sigma is equal to those tau such that tau has same cycle type, because tau is related with sigma if and only if here the tau have same cycle type as sigma. Corollary 2. There is a bijection between conjugacy classes of Sn and the permissible cycle types, obviously. So actually the conjugacy class becomes for each cycle types uniquely. So there is a bijection, obviously. And corollary 3, each cycle type of Sn is a partition of n, and also for each partition of n we get a unique cycle type. So by corollary 2 and corollary 3, if we combine this, then we can say the corollary 4. The combined corollary 2 and 3, we have the number of conjugacy classes in Sn is equal to the number of permissible cycle types, and this is also bijected with same with the number of partition of n. So for each n, the number of partition of the element n, the number of conjugacy class will be same. For convenient, we give an
Please,
example.
Rana. Please, Rana. Hello, Rana. Please.
Yes.
What is the definition of permissible cycle type?
Permissible means
What is the definition?
Actually, that each type of cycle, which type of cycle types you can construct. This is permissible. I mean, you can permit for a cycle type.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Because the cycle type has a definition n1 less than equal to n2, this decreasing chain, and actually this is equal to the partition of n. It is obviously uniquely defined by the partition of n. So corollary 4 says that obviously the number of conjugacy class is equal to the number of partition of n. So let's see with an example how many conjugacy classes are there in S5. Okay, the partition of S, so obviously we have to construct the partition of 5. Okay, so the partition of 5 when 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, so the cycle types will be the cycle represented by this type of cycle. So this becomes a identity element, obviously. So when the partition of 5 will gives us that 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2, then we can. So the representative of conjugacy class can be written 1, 2. We also can consider another any 2 cycle. Okay, because we consider and 1, 2 cycle and all other 1 cycles. So we can consider any of 2 cycles, but I consider here only 1, 2, obviously. So 1 plus 1 plus 3, so we can consider 1, 2, 3 cycles and etc. 1 plus 2, this becomes 1, 2 into 3, 4, 2, 3, 2 plus 3 becomes 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5, obviously. So there are 7 the number of partitions of 5 is 7. So there are the all total 7 conjugacy classes in S5. Okay. Now, if we consider the S3, because S3 has 6 elements and this is very short and we can construct all the elements easily. So we can obviously construct the orbits, the g orbits, and also construct the class equation easily. How can I? So the conjugacy classes of S3 are defined as the conjugacy classes generated by 1. It's actually the set of singleton 1 because the only cycle type of 1 plus 1 plus 1 is the identity element itself. And conjugacy classes represented by 1 to 3 cycle, these 3 cycle. So we can see that there are in S3 only 2-3 cycles. So these 2-3 cycles are in this conjugacy class represented by 1 to 3. And similarly, the conjugacy classes represented by 1, 2 has the element 1, 2, 1, 3 and 2, 3 because they all have the same cycle types. So obviously we can see that here the class equation here is 1 plus 2 plus 3. There's no doubt. But in general, if we take n is so large, okay, then we can face a problem to calculate all the element of Sn, and so obviously we can face a problem to construct the class equation of Sn. So now to calculate the if we calculate the number of conjugacy classes, cardinality of conjugacy classes, then also we can construct the class equation because we see here that all the class equation becomes the cardinality of conjugacy classes, and the conjugacy classes if we construct the conjugacy classes cardinality, then we are done. So first of all, actually it is possible to counting the number of cycles for each cycle types. So we can construct that easily by group action. So first of all, we count the number of cycles for each cycle types, number of permutation for each cycle types. So for that, first we just calculate those permutation which are m cycles. So the number of m cycles in Sn is equal actually the number of conjugacy classes represented by a permutation sigma who is a m cycle. Actually that, so the cardinality of stabilizer g orbit represented by sigma, and this equals by the orbit stabilizer theorem the Sn index Csn of sigma. So if we calculate the cardinality, the order of Csn of sigma, then we are done. Now, what is Csn of sigma? Csn of sigma is the set of those tau which tau are commutated with sigma. Since sigma be a m cycle, so obviously 1 sigma, sigma square and sigma m to the power m1 are all distinct and they commute with sigma. So we have m number of elements we already account. Also, sigma can be commute with any permutation in Sn whose cycles are disjoint from sigma. They also commute with sigma, and hence there are n minus m factorial permutation of this type. Why? Since those tau which are disjoint from sigma, so obviously tau belongs to the tau is a permutation on those set which are not belonging in sigma. So the n minus m elements are leave there. So the tau, obviously the member of n minus m elements. Obviously there are all possible taus are the n minus m factorial. So there are exactly n minus m factorial permutation which also commute with sigma. So the product of these two types elements also commute with sigma, and so we have m into n minus m factorial elements in Sn which are commuted with sigma. Hence, the order of centralizer subgroup of sigma is equal to m into n minus m factorial, and hence the order of the G orbit represented by sigma is equal to order of Sn by order of Csn of sigma, and that is equal to n factorial by m into n minus m whole factorial. It's equal to 1 by m into npm. Clear? Now suppose we want to calculate the number of permutation in Sn, which are a product of k number of n cycles. So this is also the order of the cardinality of conjugacy classes represented by a permutation, say sigma, which is the product of k number of n cycles, obviously. So that is and this is by a stabilizer orbit theorem becomes Sn index Csn of sigma. Okay, so assume sigma is equal to sigma 1, sigma 2 dot sigma k. Since this is a k number of m cycles, so we can look like so where each sigma I are the m cycles and all are disjoint, mutually disjoint. So sigma of Sn, Csn of sigma is equal to those tau which tau are commuted. So now calculate. Now for any fixed I, if any fixed I is equal to 1 to k, sigma I is a m cycle, and so 1 sigma I square and dot sigma I to the power m minus 1 are all distinct and commute with sigma. So there are m to the power k possible permutation which are the product of these types of permutations, obviously, because I is equal to 1 to 2 dot k. So for each I we have m permutations, so their product becomes m to the power k possible permutations. Also, if we consider sigma 1 look like I1 A2 dot am because it is m cycle, and sigma 2 dot is equal to B1 B2 dot bm, and sigma 3 is equal to C1 dot C2 dot cn, and so on. Sigma k is equal to x1 x2 dot xn. So the sigma becomes the product of k number of m cycles, look like a1 a2 dot am, b1 b2 dot bm, and dot x1 x2 dot xm. Then also we can consider tau in Sn as defined as a1 a2 dot am, which sends the b1 b2 dot bm, and b1 b2 dot bm is sent to a1 a2 dot m, and all the remaining are fixes. Okay, then tau sigma tau inverse is equal to the tau a1 tau a2 dot by proposition 1, and tau b2 tau b1 tau b2 dot tau c1 tau c2 dot and tau x1 tau x2 dot, and tau a1 is goes to, we see that a1 goes to b1. So the first cycle, the cycle sigma 1 is goes to the cycle sigma 2, and the cycle sigma 2 is goes to the cycle sigma 1. Okay, since sigma 2 and sigma 1 are disjoint, mutually disjoint, so obviously they will commute, and after rearranging we can we construct the sigma 1 sigma 2 dot sigma 3 sigma 4 dot sigma k, and is equal to actually the sigma. So obviously tau sigma is equal to sigma tau, and hence tau commute with sigma. So we can see here, if we rearrange sigma 2 and sigma 1, if we back calculate for rearrange sigma 2 and sigma 1, we can construct a tau. Okay, for more example, if we consider tau is equal to a1 a2 dot b1 b2 dot c1 dot x1, a1 goes to the member of c1 goes to the member of c2, the member of c2 goes to the member of c3, and the member of c3 goes to the member of c1, and the remaining are fixes. Then also tau sigma tau inverse gives us this type of rearrangement, the underlined here. sigma 2, sigma 3, sigma 1, and all are fixes, sigma 4, sigma 5, sigma k. So similarly, we can, and hence tau is also commuted with sigma. So similarly, for each rearrangement of sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma k, we can construct a tau belongs to Sn in such a way defined above, for which tau commutes with sigma. Since there are total k factorial possible rearrangements, okay, so there are only k factorial possible rearrangement. So after rearranging, there are k factorial into m to the power k possible permutations in Sn whose members are also the member of sigma and they are commute with sigma. Okay, so all possible is k factorial into m to the power k. Now, also there are permutations in Sn which are division from sigma are also commuted with sigma. Since sigma is a k number of m cycle, so obviously sigma already taken k into m number of elements. So there are leave n minus k into m number of elements. So the all possible taus on that element will be the number of all possible taus will be n minus km factorial permutations of such type. Hence, the order of CSN of sigma, the centralizer of sigma, is equal to k factorial into m to the power k into n minus km whole factorial. And so it's clear the cardinality of conjugacy classes represented by sigma is equal to order of Sn by order of centralizer of sigma, and that is n factorial by k factorial into m to the power k into n minus km whole factorial. Okay. Now for general version. Now in general, if we take any sigma in Sn, assume sigma has a cycle type n1, n2, mr, including one cycles obviously, and for each I, if sigma has ki number of mi cycles, that is summation of ki into mi is equal to n, then the question is how many permutations are there in Sn whose cycle types are same as sigma, for which for fixed I 1 to r there are r cycle r integers which are in cycle types m1, m2, mr. So for fixed I is equal to 1 to r, there are ki numbers of mi cycles in sigma. And by previous discussion, we can say after rearranging, there are ki factorial into mi to the power ki possible permutation whose members are common with the mi cycles and commute with sigma. And since summation I is equal to 1 to r ki into mi is equal to n, so sigma includes all the elements of 1, 2, m, and so there are no any element leaves. So there does not exist any permutation in Sn which are division from sigma, and hence the order of CSN of sigma, the centralizer order of centralizer of sigma is equal to actually the product of those numbers k1 factorial into m1 to the power k1, k2 factorial into m to the power m2 to the power k2, and order so on for all 1 to r, I is equal to 1 to r. And so the order of the cardinality of the conjugacy classes represented by sigma is becomes the order of Sn by order of centralizer, and that is order of n factorial and the order and the product. Has there any question about these three observations? The last result, this is for any general cycle types. So this is very important, obviously also for calculating Sn and also for counting the number of cycles both, and this is a useful results obviously. So okay, so we want to consider an example. How can we apply this last result? So look at now for each n belongs to natural number, we can compute the class equation of Sn by using the last result. How? Now find the class equation of S5. Suppose we already saw that the S5 has the 7 conjugacy classes. So we actually consider this example again. So there are this type of representative of conjugacy classes with respect to the partisans of 5, and there are 7 conjugacy classes in S5. And now we want to calculate the for each conjugacy classes the cardinality of those conjugacy classes. So first of all, one, the conjugacy class is represented by one. One is a cycle, one is a permutation who have 5 1 cycle, who have 5 1 cycle only. So the cardinality represented by 1, the cardinality of G or B represented by 1 is equals 5 factorial by, since there are 5 1 cycle, for that 5 factorial into for 1 cycle, this is 1 to the power 5. And this becomes 5 factorial by 5 factorial is equal to 1. Now for the second, the order, the cardinality of conjugacy class is represented by 1 2 cycle. So 1 2 cycle actually is the cycle of consist of 1 2 cycle and 3 1 cycles. So for that 3 1 cycles, we can put 3 factorial into 1 to the power 3, and for 1 2 cycle, 1 factorial into 2 to the power 1. And so that's why it becomes 1 by 2 into 5 factorial by 2 factorial, and that becomes 10. So similarly, we can construct the 1 2 3 cycles. 1 2 3 cycles is equals the 1 3 cycle and 2 1 cycle. So for 2 1 cycle, this becomes 2 factorial into 1 to the power 2, and for 1 3 cycle, this becomes 1 factorial into 3 to the power 1, and that becomes 1 by 3 5 factorial by 2 factorial is equal to 20. And similarly for 1 2 3 4, and also we want to see that here the 1 2 and 3 4 cycle, product of 1 2 and 3 4 cycle. So product of 1 2 and 3 4 cycle, here we have 1 cycle, that is the 5 which are fixed here, and we have 2 2 cycle. So obviously we can put 5 factorial by for 1 1 cycle, 1 factorial into 1 to the power 1, and for 2 2 cycle we write 2 factorial into 2 to the power 2. So this becomes 5 factorial by 2 into 2 into 2, and that's equal to 15. And also for 2 cos 3 cycle types, 5 factorial by 1 2 cycle, that's mean 1 factorial into 2 to the power 1, and 1 3 cycle, that becomes for that 1 factorial into 3 to the power 1, and that's equal to 5 factorial by 2 into 3, and that's equal to 20. So the class equation actually the summation of these numbers, these cardinalities. So this becomes the hence the class equation of S5 is equal to 1 plus 10 plus 1 plus 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 24 plus 15 plus 20. This is the classification of S5. So like that, we also can find for every natural number n the class equation of Sn. If obviously this will be lengthy, because the construction of partition of n, it will be lengthy, so that the process will be very lengthy, but we can construct the class equation for each n of Sn individually, but there is no general formula for Sn to calculate the class equation like Dn. Dn have a general formula for n is equal to even, for n is equal to odd for every n, but there is no general formula of Sn. So for each fixed n, we can calculate the class equation by the procedure of the counting the number of cycles by using the last results of it. Thank you. Any question?
Any questions, suggestions, remarks?
Obviously, for all the teachers and all the students, I have requested. So if you give some suggestions for me, because I am also a student, so if you suggest me for better, then it will be help me. And any suggestion or any other view or any question, obviously.
I think there is no question. So I would like to thank you for your nice lecture and this session. So we shall meet again. I will email you all the details for the next sessions. Okay. Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.